Hi, I'm Sarah Noble, your host for the Modern Day Intuitive Podcast. For over 25 years, I've been on a spiritual journey, searching, learning, expanding, and growing. I've traveled the world, led by my heart, on a quest to know myself so that I can support others. This podcast was created from my deep desire to help you connect with your intuition and to inspire you to create a life where the impossible becomes possible and you live into your sacred dreams and desires. Thanks for being here and enjoy the show. Hello, everybody. Welcome. Today, I have my call with Jacquelyn, and we talk about dreaming a really big dream and following your intuition to find this dream and what it looks like when you take steps along that path, how spirit shows up to support you. We thread through conversation about not taking advantage of all that is available to you. We talk about believing in your magic and really bringing it to the world in a significant way, about how our past fears are affecting your future, and getting back up on the horse when you have had a setback and how that builds spiritual efficiency. We look at following your heart to lead you to your dreams as it truly knows what you would love, and how important it is to really feel all the sensations that are circling around in your limiting beliefs and the unconscious patterns that live inside you. And we also look at how words create reality. So think about these topics as I dive into my call with Jacquelyn. And before we jump into that, I just wanted to give you a little update. This time last year, I took a little break from the podcast. And instead of doing that this year, what I would love is to pause on the episodes that are the intuitive readings and lean a little more deeply into the teachings of Magical Moments episodes. And so just for the summer, having those be the thread of the teachings, the goodness that is coming through for you. And then in the fall, leaning back into having guests on the show and having the teachings come through the readings. So with that, if you or anybody you know would love to have a reading to be aired on the show, I would love to support you, and there's a link in the show notes. You can sign up. I will be still doing the readings during the summer in preparation for the fall. I also am putting together a little mini course that will be available on my website. It's a free course that just helps you get a little deeper with your intuition and connecting in with the dreams that you hold inside you and that you would love to bring forward into the world. Also, you may have noticed that today is Wednesday, and typically the podcast has been released on a Monday. Just wanted to let you know that moving forward, we will be aired on Wednesdays. So looking forward to being with you on a new day. So now here is my call with Jacquelyn. Hi, Jacquelyn. Welcome to the podcast. How can I help you today?
Hello. I was wondering what wisdom does spirit want me to know today?
In relation to anything in particular, or are you good just whatever wisdom would love to come through for you today?
I think just for today. I feel like that's more of a all-encompassing statement.
Okay, let's dive in. I love this new approach. So the image that first comes forward is of milking a cow. So a little bit interesting. So let's follow that and see where that takes us. And the message with that is it's like not reinventing the wheel is the other kind of phrase that they're coming forward with. And so you milking the cow is like, I see you as not taking advantage of all the tools and opportunities that are available to you. So these days, right, we cows are milked by machines, and yet the you're sitting here still hand milking the cow, and there's a beauty in that because you're still really connected to all that is in this really sort of beautiful, tangible, I am here, I am felt, I am experiencing everything sort of way. And yet there's a part of you that's being hindered by that. It feels like it's a little bit of your fear, like, well, this is the way that I used to do it, and I kind of know how to do it still. So I'm going to use these skills to move forward. And yet what you're missing in that there is a very more potent, magical way that you can bring what you want into the world with much more efficiency. So, with that, what do you notice? What comes up for you?
I do feel that that resonates only because like I think maybe I'm not dreaming big enough in terms of how to set up my business. And like, I've never done my own business before, so I'm not really sure which avenue to take in terms of hiring like the folks that really have the joy to do what they do and like shine their creativity on their gift as I build my business. I don't know if that's making sense.
Yeah, and you hit it when you said you're not dreaming big enough.
Mhm.
Like when you said that, your heart just went, "Yes. She hears me." I get like the logistical piece about wanting to hire the people that are going to bring forward your message and have that same joy and love for what you do as you do. And yet, I think it's a little bit underneath that. Like it's the step before that. It's about you really believing in the magic you're bringing to the world.
Mhm.
And that is what is going to bring to you the people that you need to support you. So you really believing in yourself. So when I say that, what are you thinking?
I'm thinking that that is part of my shift in the last 2 weeks where I really feel like I'm stepping out to be bigger than I used to be.
It looks really good on you, by the way.
Oh, thank you. It kind of feels like I'm beginning to open the wings, and I know that when I take that step out of the nest, I will not fall. I feel it in my bones.
So why haven't you taken the step out of the nest yet?
Well, I'm in the process of like just getting all the paperwork submitted. So I feel like I'm making that step, that creating the foundation so I can have time to create and grow and dream.
Let me ask you this. Are you seeing clients currently, or are you waiting until you get things sorted?
I am seeing fellow people that will exchange work with me. So, not necessarily like receiving monetary donations just because the whole tax thing. Like, I don't want to have the income coming in yet until I have that piece set up, just because I don't know how that works. Like, I don't know.
Well, here's what I'm seeing that as
Okay.
is you're allowing that to stop you. And
Mm,
not and I hear you when you say like you in the last week a few things have shifted and you're stepping into it. And I'm not in any way sort of minimizing that piece. But the way as a soul that you're showing it to me is that you're allowing it to be an excuse for
mhm,
you not doing what you want to do. Like you're saying this has to happen before I can serve. This has to happen before I can build my business. And I hear you and I get you on the legality piece,
mhm,
but you don't necessarily need to know that today to start. You can start and then have both things working in the process, right?
mhm,
And obviously, I'm not a financial advisor or a business advisor. I'm just giving you information from a spiritual perspective about how this is something that you're using to kind of put a block in place for you. And it feels like it's a little bit of that fear, like, oh, well, if I have this, I can't really step into that until all this is done. So I'm still safe over here.
Mhm.
So they're saying the words or the phrase like to get back on the horse again.
Mhm.
So is there something that has happened in the past or that has sort of kicked you off the horse to say where you're scared to get back on?
Mm.
And as I'm feeling into you,
Mhm.
pondering that question, I have a lot of tightness in my throat, as in, like, I'm scared to say something that it's backfired on me. I said the wrong thing. Like, there's this feeling of, oh, I can't say that.
I think it may be related to just experiences with, like, the financial system overall and trusting someone else, and then things not working out and being penalized for their actions.
Mm,
So I think I want to trust like a professional, but part of me hesitates because that's a lot of trust, to give someone just,
trusting them with the part of setting up your business and
yeah,
paying them.
yeah. And just making sure that things are set up correctly.
Yeah, I understand that. Really wanting to cross your T's and dot your I's because this experience happened before where things didn't work out so great.
Hmm.
So the encouragement is to remember that the person that happened to no longer really exists. The person you are today is so very different. You're on a different path. You believe different things about yourself. You know life differently. And this idea from your past, this part of you that wants you to be sort of afraid of this possibility again, is reaching forward into your future, wanting to create it for you the same. And you know that that's not how it works,
Hmm.
that we can change our past and we can choose our future. Are you scared to put yourself out there? Like if we take away the business piece and or not the business piece, but the tax piece, the doing the things the way,
Hmm.
and you would just put yourself out there and start charging for your services and start seeing clients. How does that feel inside your body when I say that?
It's weird because my heart just got a little bit heavy, but the rest of the body feels excited. Because I know that aha moment when you serve others is something that can't really be explained, I guess. It just has that sense of overwhelming joy of just holding space for someone else. So I'm not sure why the heart feels a little bit heavy.
What happens if you ask it why it's heavy?
It feels a little bit, and I'm not sure. To me, it feels like there is a lot of work to be done. And I find myself kind of pulling back a little bit and saying, can I do this all by myself? But the other side of me says, yes, you can because you are supported spiritually and you have people around you that can support you as well. So I'm not sure why it still feels heavy when I know it's not just me.
Well, as you're talking, the way that you're showing it to me is that there's this casing around your heart and it's
Mhm.
made of something very heavy, like very protective. And I see it like just encasing your heart and it feels heavy. Yet inside, your heart is bringing me back to where we started when you said you need to dream bigger. You're not letting yourself dream big enough. And your heart was like, yes, like, it's like, I'm in here. Like, let me dream. Don't worry about all the hows, the whys, the shoulds, the coulds. Let me lead you. Let me show you the way.
I can see that.
You said that you feel like there's a lot of work to do.
Hmm.
I think those were your words.
Hmm.
And I see that in layers, right? Like the work to do to actually create and run a successful business. And then there's the work which I get there's a little sense of this where you still feel that you have a lot of work to do, like for you.
Mhm.
And both of those are not true. When you follow your passion, it isn't work. It's creative, it's fun, it's inspiring, it brings joy. Like it's not work. I don't even like to use that word anymore, honestly, because it sort of makes me think of something hard.
Mhm.
But this work that you want to do, that we do in this way that we are here helping the planet, where we're supporting each other, we're serving each other, it's not hard. And so I don't feel work like fits that anymore.
Mhm.
And the second layer where you feel you still have all this work to do, I encourage you to look at that as that's not really true, that that's just the part of you that is afraid to feel all the sensations that it needs to feel to take you to the next level. And it's less about there being anything that you have to almost fix in you as the energy I feel like, oh, once I fix this or once I heal this, then I can do this. And I really encourage you to recognize that as not truth. Like that's this idea that we get caught into that of trade-offs almost, or that you're only good enough when.
Right. The limiting beliefs.
Hmm. And they don't serve you anymore. And you know that. You're just kind of a little bit caught in that because that's the way you used to listen to those voices, but that's not you anymore.
Indeed.
So, how can we bring all this together for you? Like, what are you taking away from this? You had asked about wanting just spirit to give you these messages. And what have you, like, what medicine have you made with this?
What's coming through to me feels like I need to allow more space for the other path to appear, more stillness to follow the intuition if something feels right, just to do it without listening to the old, untrue me.
Can I offer to that path to what you want is already there? It's not something that you have to find. Like, you're on it and it is there. Like, I can see it. What's blocking you is your belief in what's possible. It's like that dreaming that bigger dream will make that path clear to you.
I don't know if I know what the bigger dream is, though. So I don't know if it's like I need to have the stillness to let the dream come to me, or if it's, I don't know.
Well, that dream lives inside you. You've been on a journey. You have been following the signs. Just in our conversation before the call, you just heard a message and you followed it without any question. You didn't even stop to like take anything with you other than your kids. And it's that, right? It's like you have that dream inside you. That wisdom is there. It's reinforcing those moments. It's listening for all those moments. That is the path. And we, don't have so much pressure on yourself of knowing the end of the path. Allow yourself to dream bigger because that brings more of you to every present moment. But as we both know, it's not about where you're going, it's about the going. And so having that dream open up inside of you in a way that you weren't letting happen before. Like take your heart out of that casing, allow it to lead you, allow it to just be in joy, exuberance. Like it just really is there wanting that. And so let it. And it doesn't need to be what is crystal clear out ahead of you 5 years down the road. It's like, what are you doing today? What are you doing tomorrow that really fills you and moves you towards what you want? What's happening for you?
Experience that I had that just moved me to my core. Things just came together, and following that intuition just was so powerful.
And you created that by allowing yourself to dream and then following when the sign dropped in.
I also feel that I need to really speak my dream because I feel like if I speak it, it feels like it can grow. I don't know if that's because it's being acknowledged outside myself, or I'm not, I guess, not keeping it within, but just sharing it with whoever is around. So, in a sense, sharing it with the world. So, I think the more I talk about what I want, that will help me dream bigger. And I kind of feel like it's a domino effect.
Your words are a huge force of energy that creates your life. So as you speak your dream out into the void, you're creating that for yourself. You're no longer letting the past reach forward and create your future. You are actively creating it with your words. And then when you follow that with your actions, you create the life of your dreams. How does that feel to do that?
It feels really good.
Is there anything else I can support you with today?
I think that's pretty good.
Well, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for being here today and making your personal and spiritual growth a priority in your life.